Hello, this is Joe Glines, and today I'm going to be showing a little bit on how macros can greatly ease transforming your data. If you need to log it or take a square root, whatever the transformation is, you can create a macro that'll do it very quickly and easily across however many variables you want. So what I'm going to do is first show you, so I have a data file here open with just 3 variables. Often I have a lot more than this. And let me sort it here, and you can see there's, in each one there's some that have very fairly high values, and if we scroll down, there's the other end of the spectrum very low. And what happens is, by the way, I have some hot strings set up, so you'll notice when I type like SPM period space, it puts in the syntax I need for doing my scatter plot metrics. And I'm going to do variables A, B, and C. And sorry, this is on the other window. Let me bring it over. So this is that scatter plot matrix I just made, and you can see there's heteroscedasticity, which means the variance around the x and y is not the same. So at this end it's very small, at this end it's much larger, and especially if you're going to do regression or a lot of statistics, you assume equal variance around the regression line. So how can you take care of this? Well, often one way is you either log, take the square root. There's lots of different types of transformations, but that's basically what you want to do. It depends if it's a curvilinear relationship or not or whatever. But the first thing I would do is, let's say I want to take the log. Well, you can write out the whole compute statement and everything, but I have some I've written macros in SPSS, and first I'm going to show you first how I call them. So I'm going to say T, for me it's transform, and I'm just going to say log. So now I can put in, this is the hot string that comes up and says, okay, I'm going to do the log 10, and I want to do of what vars? It's vars A, B, C. And again, let me show you here. There are no other variables in my data set other than A, B, and C, right? When I run this, now if we go back to here, I don't think I'll use the output anymore, so let me move that out of the way. I created automatically, just by running this code, the log of A, the log of B, and the log of C. And if you notice, it actually put an underscore in front of the letter, or it would have been the full name if there was a name there, and then an underscore L to remind me that I've now logged these values, which is very handy. I even have it built in where you can see it's in the labels as well. So here was the label ABC, and on this one here's the variable name, here are the label names. So it just reminds me that my variables here are logs. And I have another cool one. Let's say if I had like 50 or 100 variables, I really often don't want to keep the originals because I need to look at the transform data, and when I have the originals in there, it just gets cumbersome because there's so many. Well, I have this set up in my program where if I put a D here, and now when I run it, what you'll notice is the A, B, and C just disappeared. It created the logs, but it dropped the originals. And that can be very helpful, because now if I had 50 variables, the originals are gone, I can work on the other ones. And then let's say I need to bring them back, right? So what I can do is I can type tu log, I think, no? T, oh, sorry, it's not T, it's unlog. And now, of course, I have to change the names because I'm working with the log data, A underscore B underscore L, C underscore L. And now when I run this, it actually converts them back into their original form. I wish I had kept the originals in here so you could see that they exactly equal up, but I don't have them there, and I didn't save this data set. I didn't think I'd be needing to do that. So it's very, very easy. Now let me show you my macros, I should say, because each one of these is a macro. So this right here, everything between this define and define, this is my macro for the log 10. And basically I say, hey, for when you find vars, right, it's going to say anything this means to the command end. So every variable listed here to the end in my macro call, this is where I have 2, I could have 100, right? It doesn't matter. It'll do it for every one of those. And first I turn off errors because there's issues when there's zeros and stuff when you're transforming data. Then I say concat this variable compute and underscore L of whatever the name of this one is. So I'm basically appending the underscore L and then the log, and then this is the transformation of that, and +1, which does help with when there's zeros. It might make it statistically a little off, but it's so minimal it doesn't really matter. But it takes care of when there are zeros. It doesn't give me so many errors. And then I format it to the 4 digits with 1 decimal place because they're logged. Right? I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need anything more than 1 decimal place. Sets the width. And then this do end is tied to this do beginning, and so it loops through. It's like a do for each kind of loop, where it just loops through every one of these. It does this transformation, and then of course this executes it, and that takes care of the log 10. Here's the one with the D in it, so it's the C log D, right? And that would go back and say it does basically everything except for in this loop I told it to drop out the original variable, and that's why they disappear. So it's still very easy. This is my unlog of the 10 transformation, and so I take the transform data and convert it back into the original, which for me mathematically was always confusing. Getting it there is easy. Getting it back was always a little complicated to me, but I figured out how to do it, put it in the macro, and now in a second, right, I can create the unlog. I can remove the transformation, get back to my original values. Or just, of course, keep them in your data set, but sometimes you end up deleting them, and it's easy to put them back in. Or if you're doing regression and you come up with your estimates of what you think it would be, then you can use it on that value to give you what the estimate is in the real life, not the logged value. So again, here's the for square root, right? This is my square root transformation, my unsquare root transformation. And this one, which I wish I'd kept the originals, I guess I could still do it off of one that's there. I don't remember I don't think I have a hot string for it though. So let me come up here, copy it, go back to here. Oh, that's the wrong syntax file. Let me close that. Yeah, go to. There we go. And let's see. You know what I'll do? I'll cheat. Let me go back to here. I don't want these because I don't want to log my logged values, but I'm just going to come in here and call this A, B, C. Oops. A, B, C, because these were the originals. Okay. What I'm going to do is this C all, and honestly, I don't remember what the C stands for when I wrote this transformation macro. So C all, now watch what happens here. I'm going to run it and say it'll do A, B, and C. Again, I could have 50 or 100 variables here. When I execute this, what it does is it does each one of those transformations for me. So it does the log, the natural log, and the square root of A. The log, natural log, square root of B. The log, natural log, square root of C. And now, let's see if I can grab this real quick. Grab all these variables. Do my scatterplot matrix. Put them in here. Run it. Bring back over my output window. It's still running here. Maximize it. SPSS is so slow on their graphs, but here you can see all the different variations and combinations of them, right? And there are like 3,000, 2,500 variables, records in my data set, so that's why it's taking a while to draw this. But anyway, you can see, figure out which one makes the most sense, right? These are, it looks like the logged values, which do, out of everything, these are looking pretty good too, on what looks the most normally distributed. But it's very easy to pop them all in there and take a quick look and see how they, which ones do best, right? Because let's see, I doubt the square root ones. Yeah, see, they don't transform it enough. So I wouldn't go with that. Of course, like I said, there's dozens of other transformations you can do. But the point being with macros, it makes it really easy to do them very quickly, and both transforming in one way and back. Thank you. Now, one more time. Let me fire up SPSS and bring it over there and look at the dimensions. Make sure you can read the text. Get ABC. Is that big enough? Okay.